Well, good morning, everyone. This is just me, Bob Pychek, coming back at you. I intended to do this on day 170, only to realize that today is 171. So, sorry about being a little late, but hey, better late than never. Got me in my car, sitting in the parking lot at work. Got here a little early, thought I'd give a shot at seeing what I could talk about today. Let's see, day 171. I am currently sitting at 364 or 5 pounds, somewhere in that area. It's been wandering around a little bit, 365, 366, 364. So I'm obviously got body composition things going on. I noticed that my new pants that I got for Christmas are now kind of big, and I'm probably going to end up having to get another small pair. Looks like I'm going to be in the 52s, maybe even in the 50s. I think I'm going to be making a trip to Goodwill and or someplace like that for secondhand clothing, rather than trying to buy new clothes all the time. Not sure exactly what we're going to do. We talked about maybe getting them altered. You know, there's a couple places here in town that do alterations, but depends on what they cost. I mean, if the cost is the same or similar to what the cost is of just getting a new pair, getting something from Goodwill, I don't know. Maybe I'll just find somebody who's on their journey down and do the pay it forward thing, and then maybe they'll hopefully pay it forward to somebody else who's on the journey on the way down. Talking about just, work slacks, that kind of thing. So nothing special like Levi Red Lines or something like that. As far as carnivore diet goes, still going strong. I have started eating a little more dairy, a little less dairy. It just depends on the day of the week. I have discovered a relatively local store that actually carries wheels of Amish butter, and that stuff is wonderful. And you want something that's a little extra special treat, like this morning I was a little hungry, but I didn't feel like making breakfast, so I just cut off a little chunk of that, and I feel good now, so I think I'm good at least until lunch. I've been doing kind of intermittent fasting. I only usually eat once a day, maybe 2 small meals. It just depends on what the wife's got planned and what the day looks like. Today I've got a couple steaks in the fridge defrosting, so if they're defrosted enough to cook when I get home at lunchtime, that may be what I do. I may wait until dinner. Just depends on how I feel. You know how that is. Like I said, I did find that local store. Some people that I work with were telling me about it at lunch, and they got some really good pricing. Like we bought T-bones the other day for under $4.50 a pound. They were like $4.20 something a pound for T-bones. I don't normally mess around with bone meat, but for a price like that, it's worth it. So I bought a bunch of those. And then they have hamburger is like $2.40 something a pound for hamburger for $73.27, which is what I prefer to buy. So that was wonderful. And then pork chops, they were almost giving them away. I did $1.50, $1.70 a pound for pork chops. They weren't all consistent. Didn't everyone have a bone in it exactly the same? No, but I'm not a bone guy anyway, so what the heck do I care? And, for a price like that, I have an electric car, so it's not like it costs me anything to drive up there to go to the store and buy the food and then come back home. I am going to have to buy a upright freezer, though. We have run out of freezer space at the moment. Some of it is still my wife's non-carnivore food, and some of it is carnivore food. So I'm going to have to invest in a stand-up refrigerator or freezer. I don't like a chest freezer because you end up with stuff at the bottom you forget about, or you end up rebuying something that you've got down at the bottom. I just don't like it. So I'm definitely going to end up getting an upright at some point here in the near future. So if anybody has any good suggestions at a good upright, I think it was Courtney Luna showed one of hers the other day, and I kind of like that idea. I'm hoping I haven't done a Costco or Sam's Club yet in a while. One time we did have a Sam's Club membership when we lived closer to a Sam's Club, but for us it's a good 45 minutes away to the nearest wholesale place like that. So, but now that I've got the electric car, the drive wouldn't cost us anything, so it's not that big of a deal, but still something to consider. Let's see, what else have I noticed? Still slowly getting better with my mind. It's really odd. I listen to all the different people that talk about their results and the great things that have happened for them. And I think in the first week or so, maybe I felt a little bit different mentally, but it hasn't really gotten a whole lot better. I'm still having to fight to get where I used to be. It's hard to explain. I'm one of those unfortunate people that has a relatively high IQ in general, and my mind tends to connect dots where, like 2 + 2 is 5 kind of thing, and I haven't got that back yet. It's there, I can feel it, and every once in a while I get flashes of it, so I think it's coming back, but right now it's still just a little bit out of my reach, and it makes me feel bad because part of who I am, part of my identity is that person that can do those things, that can wander through a factory and recognize that something's not right with a machine by the way it sounds, or by the way you see it running, or that kind of thing. That's me. So I'm hoping to get that back at some point. The other things, CPAP, my CPAP machine pretty much sits at 0 or 1 for my CPAP scores 99% of the time. Every once in a while it takes these weird jumps where it goes up like 4 for a day, and I don't quite understand what's going on with that, because I don't do a whole lot different day to day, and it's random. It's not like it's every Tuesday it jumps up to 4 or something like that. So some of it could just be the daily grind. It could be maybe I'm having a little extra trouble sleeping that particular night. It's really hard to say. I need to start paying a little more attention to my daily activities and my food intakes and things like that, just to maybe see if there's something going on there. I don't necessarily take cat naps anymore like I used to. I do get tired in the middle of the afternoon though, and that tends to weigh on things a little bit. But then I just grab a hunk of butter and get on with working or whatever else happens to be on the day. At some point in the future, I do want to show you guys my pond. I do a lot of little things around the pond, and now that I'm lighter and bend over a lot easier, I'm doing a lot more. Oh, speaking of that, I mentioned in one of my previous videos about getting my Amazon order with the exercise bands and the exercise bar that goes with the bands, and I've been doing a lot of work with that on and off over the course of even the day. I'll do a little bit here and a little bit there, just trying to kind of get in the habit and get used to doing it. I do like curls and tricep curls, and I do standing rowing workouts and things like that. But I don't work myself to exhaustion yet or anything like that. I'm just doing it just to get used to the motions and make sure that I'm not doing anything that seems to be painful. And I have stepped up into the next level band. So at some point I'll have to figure out what the different colors mean. But right now I'm on the next color up, so it's a little bit thicker of a band, a little bigger of a band, a little more resistance. So I've been doing that. And then the other thing I've been doing, which has been kind of fun, is I have an Oculus 2, Quest Oculus 2, or Oculus Quest 2, whatever it's called, that I got on a pretty good deal on eBay. And I got Beat Saber and I got Supernatural, and I've been using those as kind of a daily workout thing too. I know cardio's not, all it's wrapped up to be, but when you do nothing, cardio's better than zero, right? So, and it's been working my arms and my legs and my back, and I can actually feel it in my stomach, my abdomen. The muscles right under my rib cage are actually kind of sore today. So obviously I've pushed it enough to start having some effect on things. I was actually broke out of sweat, so I guess that's something. Let's see what else is going on. That's about it. The biggest thing I've been seeing lately, a lot of people have been talking about, different things as far as, is it carnivore, is it not carnivore, what should you eat, what should you not eat, things like that. I don't know. Between Dr. Berry and Dr. Chafee and Fetke and Noakes and, Hampton and all the rest of them, I think in the end, we just need to find what works best for us, stick with it for a while, at least 30 days, a week or two, a day or two isn't going to really make a difference. You really need to do 30 days, 60 days, maybe even 90 days to see if that particular pattern is doing something for you or not. I do know that if I allow a little more dairy in, because I really like cheese, everybody, at least most people like cheese of some kind or another, I'll start to incorporate a little more cheese, and I do notice that my back starts to bother me and my knees start to bother me, and when I cut the cheese down, the back goes away and the knees go away. So I guess that tells you something about me and cheese. But sometimes I decide that the pain's worth it, and sometimes I decide it's not. We still do our Sunday night dinners, and we still do our Wednesday night chicken wing. So Wednesdays, if you're looking for me, I'll be at the chicken wing place. I'll be the guy in the Hawaiian shirt with the big old pile of baskets of chicken wings. I get them plain. They're getting used to me now. So I do plain chicken wings, and I bring my salt, and I do get a side of sauce depending on what kind of mood I'm in, but I use it as a dip. And sometimes I don't even use it. They've learned to only bring me one because I'm not going to use more than that for sure. And we do, my wife is still eating, sad diet, but I've been noticing that she's starting to transition a little bit more meat, a little less, junk food and stuff. She still uses some kind of junk food for her management of her glucose, because what'll happen is in the middle of the night it goes really low and it wakes her up to her CGM wakes her up, and then so she's been doing different cheese and things like that rather than doing sweets to try to bring it up. But my response is, if it's going down, then you're using too much. And so she needs to really start thinking about that. But I can only suggest it. I can't, tell her what to do. And she's still got, doctoritis. So until she gets over believing everything the doctor has to say and starts thinking about, some things for herself, she's kind of stuck. But I'll just be an example and do what I can. Was there anything else that I wanted to talk about? Not a whole lot. If I think of anything else, I'll add it in on the end. But I guess it's time I headed into the office now. So talk to you guys later. Bye.